welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of The Extra Point. We got a full house in the house today. It is a jam-packed college football show. We're going to get right to it, but of course, we can't get to anything before we get a word from our sponsor.
We are sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. You can get your Colombian and your whiskey blend coffee freshly ground and delivered to you by my lovely daughter, Sasha Denise. Again, she has shirts, she has mugs, and she has flavored syrups for you who want to put a different flavor or taste in your coffee. But the coffee is so good, you really don't need those, but still buy the syrups. And as Mike told me a few months ago, you can, if you have the Keurigs, you can get the refillable Keurig and you can still order the coffee. So again, that's May Jane's Coffee, MAEJANES coffee.com.
Right on. And The Extra Point is also brought to you by
Wolverine Comics. We buy, sell, and trade comics. You can check us out on Instagram, Wolverine_ComicsTX. And we also do live auctions as well. Our next one should probably be in about a week now. We just got some collections here. So shouts out to whoever messaged me on that. We met up in Dallas and picked those up. So thank you for those.
All right, right on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. College football is finally upon us. Kickoff is in about an hour. And before we get into that, let me just state for the record, for everyone here that's involved, do you all know that Ohio State has not beaten Michigan now in 1,008 days? Fire up the band. Fire up the band.
That's true.
Go Blue. All right, so we got wall-to-wall college football all day today. No matter region, no matter what conference, there's going to be a game that's going to be of utter importance to you. We're going to start with the ABC Big Three. And you can't start off a college football season without going to the biggest house of them all. That is the Big House in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where they will host the Colorado State Who Gives a Dams. All right, so we have Colorado State versus 8th ranked Michigan. We're gonna preview the triple header starting with this game. Now, I think we're all in agreement that Michigan should get it done on the field today and improve to 1-0. But Mike, are you going to lay the 30.5 points that Vegas is putting down on Michigan today?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's definitely it feels like Vegas is wanting us to pick the under on that one. So I'm gonna go over. I think the defense is really the standout for this game. I know that this is kind of like a make or break for Cade. Let's be honest. So I think he's gonna try to show out today as well because he is technically a veteran and he knows when to show up. So I think he has to show up.
And in Cade, for you non-Big Ten fans, that's Michigan starting quarterback Cade Mcnamara, incumbent quarterback that led his team to a victory over Ohio, as well as Jim Harbaugh's first Big Ten championship. Now, Tasha, we're in agreement that that Michigan is going to get it done today. Shouts out to the fam in the house, Stephen Hasso checking in. So, Tasha, what do you want to see out of Michigan today? What are you looking for them to get accomplished against an inferior opponent?
I mean, we can't count out those opponents. Let's not forget Appalachian State.
Oh, but really, Tasha, you gonna do that?
No.
Okay, yeah. So, but what I want for them to, if you're going to say this is an inferior team, you're kind of using this as practice. I want to see what this offense is going to do. This is the time for us to figure out some things. If Cade is going to be our guy, we need to see some offense. We need to see what's going on with the offense. That's what I'm most interested in seeing.
All right, good stuff by you. Now, Coop, you were out last week handling your business, so you missed the spirited conversation that Mike and Tasha had regarding Michigan's quarterback situation. To catch everybody up, Harbaugh, will you stop that during a Michigan segment, please, sir? So this is how it goes. Long story short, as Michigan hauls in a touchdown, as I say this, Mike, you get me fired up. All right, so last year, Harbaugh used Cade Mcnamara and freshman phenom J.J. McCarthy. He deployed them pretty much interchangeably throughout the entire season, and it was to great success. Now, to Tasha's point, she's looking for the offense to evolve to take some of the pressure off the defense, as she alluded to last week, for us to go from middle of the road to super upper echelon, compete with the SEC type of school. We're all in agreement on that. But Coop, let me ask you this. Is Harbaugh, do you agree with Harbaugh's decision to start Cade McNamara today, but next week he starts J.J. McCarthy as this quarterback carousel goes into the regular season? Or do you think he should have just left it like it was last year and just played them both?
Coop?
He's speechless.
The man is
speechless.
The man is speechless. Okay, so while he's speechless, Tasha, let's get your up-to-date thoughts on where the quarterback situation stands with Michigan.
Not knowing the whole backstory.
Okay, there he is.
Okay.
Go ahead, Coop.
Oh, I was just saying, if he's trying to play two, he doesn't have one. Am I wrong or right about that? Like, it would make no sense to tinker with the QB situation, seeing he has a lot on his plate this season. And I don't understand why he's playing those games like that.
Mike, your response.
I didn't really get the beginning part, so I'm gonna say, my viewpoint.
I'm just saying, if he's playing two, that means he doesn't have one. That's always my analogy of that.
Yeah, that's definitely the traditional outlook on it, and that's what we've heard from different, ESPN's been saying that, and that's kind of what everyone's been saying. And I understand, like, if you can't put your faith in one person, it's split up into two, and then the locker room is divided and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we've seen success in this happening. And in Florida, Paul and I talked about this offline with Tebow and the other guy, the passing quarterback is what I call him. yeah, exactly. But they had success and ended up winning a national title with that layout. I honestly think that it is so close that they bring different things to the game. One is a veteran and doesn't really take chances downfield. And the other one takes chances downfield, very young, and has the talent, has the arm, can throw from sideline to sideline. But he can definitely have those turnovers. And I think that's what the scary part is. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Yeah. I think the other scary thing is that JJ just came off of a minor injury in the spring for having that surgery. And so when we have him for 3 or 4 more years, well, let's say realistically, especially as the talent, maybe 2 or 3 more years. So why not keep him from not injuring himself even further? To be honest, I called this. Cade was going to start the season. JJ's going to finish the season.
Tasha, are you worried about J.J. McCarthy maybe getting frustrated with his lack of playing time if he does lose out and entering the transfer portal?
Yes.
That's why he's playing the second week.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because my thing is, and I say this all the time, if Harbaugh's supposed to be this big quarterback guru and what have you, why can't you recruit a quarterback that can do it all? What other top program is switching quarterbacks in and out?
That's a good point, and we shall see how that goes. To me, my thing is, I've been so thirsty for a Big Ten championship and win over Ohio. I say run it back. If it ain't broke, don't break it. In the wise words of one Lil Wayne. Mike, you're itching to get back in there. What you got?
No, I mean, I agree that everything was built off of JJ coming here, right? And so we have an offensive line. We even got wide receivers, which we haven't had good wide receivers since Shoelace, and having Gallen out there and whatnot, and people just making plays. And so now we have that back, and it's like, okay, well, now we need and I'm not even, yes, I'm afraid of JJ leaving. I honestly think he would be the last person to leave. I'm more afraid of these wide receiver talents that we got leaving because Cade can't throw the deep ball. That's what I'm more afraid of. And I honestly think this is just something to go through and give Cade a chance and show out. I think in the end of the day, I think no later than midseason, they're going to switch back over. But I agree that it should be JJ after game 2.
He's trying out lesser talented people out there to throw ducks. So you might as well go ahead with the guy who you know. Like you said, Mike, if you're a wide receiver, they want the ball. If you got a guy that can't throw the ball, they're not going to be
Right.
happy. Go ahead and
Yeah.
put the guy out there who you know, the pass may be a little errant, but they can do some sort of acrobatic play or catch to even get the ball.
My biggest thing
Yes.
against Cade.
Gearing up. Go ahead.
I was gonna say my biggest thing with Cade is that his balls get batted down every single game. He averages probably like 2. And once we started getting to the SEC, they know how to bat down balls. So it's like, man, we have to be able to practice and play for the SEC type games at the end, because now if we're trying to be consistent, we can't just play Big Ten ball. We got to adjust during those type of games, and he can adjust. He averages 2 batted ball game. If you watch today's game, guaranteed 2 balls.
And also, you're gearing up for Ohio State, a team that you will have to put up numbers against.
Yes.
So go ahead and go with the guy that's a gunslinger.
Yes.
All right.
Let him get in there and get those reps.
Yeah.
Hey, when the whistle blows and the kick is on the tee, I'm just like, just win, baby. Just get me to week 2 at 1-0, and then we can continue this conversation. Because right now, like you said, Coop, all roads lead to Ohio, and however we get there, we need to get there undefeated. Now, in the second game, we have a blockbuster interconference matchup between the 11th ranked Oregon Ducks are going to the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta to face the reigning defending champion Georgia Bulldogs. Now, there's a couple of interesting tidbits about this game before we get your picks on this. Good morning, Miss Hastings. Good morning, Martrice. Shouts out to the fam checking in. Now, Georgia lost an NFL record 15 players to the NFL draft this past spring. 15,
Man.
5 in the first round.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. Also, their Oregon's head coach, Mr. Dan Lanning, was Kirby Smart's co-defensive coordinator for the last 3 years at Georgia. So he's very familiar with this team. Even the backups, they're going to be playing significant minutes today. Now, we all saw what Oregon did last year. They went into the horseshoe, knocked off Ohio State, and set the stage for Michigan to win the Big Ten. Could they do the same thing to Georgia again today? Coop, we'll start with you.
No, they got Bo Nix as quarterback. That says it all.
Oh, no, you're not a fan of Bo Nix, huh?
I watched him lose out a job to Finley last year, and Finley was horrible. And
he was.
Bo is only living off his dad's name, and that's a wrap. Georgia's only reloading. Whoever was second string was first string on everybody else's team too. So I'm looking for a low scoring dogfight. Oregon just doesn't have, like I say, Bo Nix just can't get it done. And I'm looking for Georgia to come out, smash mouth football, getting all their defensive players back, Oregon, but you're not going to Oregon's not going to score enough points. I'm looking for about a 28-10 game, 28-7 game.
Okay, but wait a minute. But Marcus Mariota is the official team captain for Oregon today. That doesn't.
Well, that says it all right there.
Right. So they
really on in a hurry, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, so Coop is calling this a low-scoring game. Now Vegas has Georgia as a 16.5-point favorite. You taking the points with Georgia?
Oh yeah. I'm taking Georgia with the points on this one. I got it as I think about something like 40-14, something like that.
Woo, so they're coming out making a statement, you're saying?
Oh yeah. I think they're coming out scoring. I see no chance. Pac-12 is so depleted and weak right now. Another conference. Shout out to Old Dominion for upsetting Virginia Tech. ACC is really weak.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
so big Monarchs.
Yeah. So SEC and Big Ten really look really strong.
They do. Now, Chris Spencer shouts out to Pearl Cone High. He says Oregon stays being overrated. Tasha, do you agree? Is Oregon overrated at 11? Do you think they have a shot today?
Well, I'm not going to say that they're overrated. I think with the temperature of football now, they are where they need to be because the what are they? The Pac-12 or whatever they are now.
Yeah.
Pac-6.
The Pac-6.
To me, it has always been a weaker conference because you only have a few, teams or schools that are always competitive. So when Oregon started coming out, you look at what the rest of the conference was doing. They were not good.
Right.
So that was, Oregon's way of getting more recruits, better recruits along the West Coast, because they were the only team winning at that time. And plus they are funded by one Mr. Phil Knight. And I'm going to take checks over stripes every day. That's just me. But with all that being said, I am going to take Georgia for the win, but I would not be surprised if Oregon upset them.
Oregon is going to cover today. That's my bold prediction for today. And don't be surprised if they sneak one out. If you're going to get Georgia, you're going to get them before they get their bearings up under them. Mike, you are shaking your head like hell no.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
the favorite. They're favored in the Pac. They're the favorite out there though. It's going to be Oregon and USC. So they're not a squash team, but they're coming south today, and it just doesn't bode well for teams coming south in these so-called neutral site games.
Especially when this is basically right. You said a so-called neutral site. You're in the Mercedes-Benz zone.
2 hours apart.
Right.
There will be lots of red in the stands later on this afternoon. Now, in our nightcap, while Coop shows you all of his pearly teeth right now, it's because his Fighting Irish are in the nightcap. Go ahead and rep your city.
Let's go, baby.
Uh-oh. Now, look, here come the SEC people. We're going to have to deal with this all year, Mike, Tasha. Go ahead and strap your boots on tight. The South got something to say. We hear you. You wait till Michigan get into that playoff then. We're going to revisit that. Now, in the nightcap, we have Michigan's rival Ohio State, number 2 ranked in the country, hosting Coop's Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, Coop, let me start off with you with this. Now, your head coach was a former linebacker at Ohio, so he's not going to be intimidated by the atmosphere. But my thing is, do you think a 16-point underdog, is that disrespectful to a 5th-ranked team in the season opener? Stop laughing, Mike.
Be ranking people as the 5th-ranked team in the nation. Yes, it is. But, hey, it is what it is. They got the most high-powered offense, and that's what people base point spreads on points. Yeah. They're going to put up 40 to 50, and they're assuming – with Notre Dame, with this rookie, redshirt freshman quarterback, that they can't keep pace. So that's where the 16 points is coming in. The teams are, the top 3 teams are light years ahead of everyone else. Just be plain and truthful about it. And everybody is playing catch up. But today will be the day to catch Ohio State napping.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. So I'm taking the 17. I'm looking for a 7-point game going into the 4th quarter, and let the chips fall where they may. Let's go Irish.
Let's go Irish. And shouts out to Mr. Danny Collins checking in with Georgia saying it's time to bag them and tag them. Yes, college football is back. I can't wait to watch that game. Now, Mike, we know you don't like either one of these teams. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this matchup. Go ahead.
I hope that Notre Dame can pull it out, not even for, someone beating Ohio, which we always like, but more for the consistency for Notre Dame against top-rated teams. When's the last time you saw Notre Dame beat somebody in the top 4? It's been a minute because last couple of times they've been getting blown out. And so it's like, man, are they legit? Maybe they should stay independent. Maybe this is why they're independent. At the end of the day, I have Ohio definitely covering the spread on this one. It's gonna be pretty dirty on this one. I wish Notre Dame pulls it out. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Tasha, now one of the things that's always been an Achilles heel to Ohio State has been dual threat quarterbacks. Now Notre Dame has one in Tyler Buchner that's going to be getting his first start today. He's a California kid like Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud. He's not going to be afraid of the atmosphere, at least according to what he says. Do you think that a dual-threat quarterback will be their best chance to beat Ohio State today, and who wins?
The fact that you said his first start and he's from California.
It's not cold yet up there.
That FI defense is going –
So you're saying take the points if you're in Vegas this weekend?
Yeah. I agree with Mike. I would love with every being in my soul for them to upset the FIs. Again, I call them Notre Shame. I'm not a fan either. I haven't been a fan since my friend Stacy's son CJ played there. That's the little boy that played Ray in the movie.
Yeah,
Not been a fan when I was cheering for him when he was there, but as soon as he left, it fell off again.
Right.
Hey, go back to what Mike was speaking on about Notre Dame beating top 4 teams. Well, nobody's beating top 4 teams on a consistent basis because it's the same top 4: Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State, and nobody's beating them consistently. Definitely not Michigan.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir. Shots fired, baby.
But we beat Ohio, right? Just
One time
recently,
in the
last year. Right. We're talking about today's game. We're talking about today's game.
But you're speaking on Notre Dame as though they are not beating top. Nobody's
They're
beating
not.
the top 4 teams.
They're not.
But that's everybody.
But see, you're speaking with your fandom right there. You know, you got to call a spade a spade. When they sorry. When the competition, Clemson, is lower tier, you should win those games.
And
This
that's what they've
popcorn
been
is
doing.
delicious, by the way, y'all.
So, hey, I'm just speaking on you can't win one game against Ohio.
Now look, I said I was rooting for him, Coop. It's either
don't root. No, we don't need that janky stuff going on. Stay on
I said I'm rooting for him for the upset.
Mike, the season is here, Mike. The season is here.
We don't need. We do not need you and Mike with that voodoo hand cheering stuff. No, we don't want that.
The first time they take an
We need you to believe in the Golden Domers.
Y'all ain't been relevant since Geppetto was coaching.
Hey, Coop, didn't you even say that Notre Dame was overrated this season? Isn't that what you said a couple weeks ago?
I think he did.
Okay, so you don't even believe in your team. Come on. Moving on.
We gonna shock the world today, baby.
I do want you to shock the world, and that's a great segue. Thank you, Mike. All right. So there are other. So as you can already tell, ABC got the game on lock today. You tune in for this triple header. You're gonna have a nice plethora of 3 games with 5 teams with playoff aspirations, getting down and doing work. Somebody will be behind the 8 ball today, hopefully not Michigan. But we do have some other games around the country that are particularly intriguing because of some of the predictions that we've made on this show a few weeks ago. Let's start in Cincinnati. Cincinnati ranked number 23 in the country. They go to SEC country to take on the 19th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. Tasha, we coming to you first. Is it going to be Pig Suey, or is Cincinnati going to continue their Cinderella run to another playoff?
Woo, Pig!
There you have it. Mike, what about you? Does Cincinnati go into Arkansas and get it done against an SEC opponent?
Nah, I got Arkansas.
Coop?
I got Arkansas. They lost their 2 cornerbacks.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
Sauce, yeah, that's a huge loss if you're going against a wide open offense like Arkansas. Okay, moving on. Now, Coop, I think we're going to be on the same side of this coin. I think they're going to be on the opposite sides. But let's let the booth tell the truth. Tasha, we have 7th ranked Utah, a team that you're very high on, wink, wink, going into Gainesville to take on the Florida Gators. Does Utah start their bid towards a playoff berth today on the road?
No, I'm actually going to think the Utes are going to pull this out. Florida's still kind of in a, hey, we don't know what we're doing. They're unranked, which means they out there skating without a stick.
That's true.
So you never know. Florida still has time to rise. I don't know if this season is going to be that season. So, but I'm going to go with Utah on this one.
Mike, Florida is a 2-point home underdog to a Pac-12 team. What's going on there? What are you doing if you're in Vegas today?
I mean, I agree with Tasha. I'm gonna go with in the fact of skating without a stick, and I think that's actually going to be Utes' downfall. Is like they're not used to someone skating without a stick in SEC ball. So I'm gonna go with the upset. I got Florida winning it at home.
Okay, now Coop. Oh, nice, Mike. Okay, coming in hot. Now Coop. The last time we saw Utah, they were in Pasadena, California, putting up 45 points on Ohio State and a near upset. Do you think they could do the same in Gainesville today against Florida? They're 2-point favorites.
Last week I was uber confident in Utah, and as this
Coop,
week
don't
is
back
gone,
out on me, Coop. That's one of my college football playoff teams.
I'm looking at this.
Yes,
I'm looking at this heat. It's gonna be hot. But their physicality, I think, is going to get them over the hump. And I got Utah in a close one because I just can't go with AR-15 or whatever he changed his name.
Oh yeah, he's changing his name now.
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. But
Right. Way to be self-aware there, sir.
I think Utah, if they can withstand this heat that's going to be down there in Gainesville, I think they can hold on. But
That's
they
a
got
different
some
kind of
out.
heat there.
That ain't nothing but swamp.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least, a matchup that made me think of Tasha when I saw it right there on the Geek Wire. It's the Florida State Seminoles playing a neutral site game against LSU down there in Nolens. Florida State 1-0, got a victory last week. Who do you have on Sunday night, Tasha T. Sizzle?
Going with them Noles.
Going with them Noles over LSU, huh? Both teams are currently unranked.
I mean, I just have to. You know, Florida State has always been one of my favorites.
Right.
I wanted Sasha to go to Florida State, but yeah, man. I mean, I just don't think LSU with that new coach who's down there trying to change his accent ever since he left South Bend.
His name will be Brian Kelly. Tasha, be nice.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't think Brian Kelly is ready for that type of atmosphere just yet.
It's a home game.
It's going to be a wild one. Mike, now you are the points guy. We're sitting in Vegas. We're at the line at the table, and they're giving LSU 3.5 points. They're a 3.5-point favorite. You taking the points with LSU?
So that tells me it's just going to be a shootout.
Hopefully so. It's the only game going Sunday night. Hopefully
the 3 points is already given for the home team, so they don't really know either. So I'm going to take LSU at home just because they're going to be at home, and yeah, that's what I'm going to stick with. They both are trash teams, but let's go.
Mike, I'm loving your gambling talk. We might have to change your name to Nevada, Mike. We know you got ties out there on the West Coast. Nevada.
Shut up.
Shouts out to Nevada. He got ties out there. All right, they're cool.
Hey,
who you going with?
You know the mob built Vegas, Mike.
You see the shirt he got on today, Mike. You gonna hit him with the flex? All right, Coop. You're in Vegas, standing behind me and Mike in line. Now you just heard our conversation. What are you doing? You taking the 3.5 points with LSU, or are you going Florida State on this?
Oh, most definitely. I have no faith in Florida State. They're 4 games.
No faith?
No, they're 4 games away from firing their coach. He should have been fired.
Damn, already?
He's gonna be fired mid-season.
Coop, you know why I'm going with that coaching situation, but I'm gonna digress.
Digress, Tasha.
Hey, LSU will be a better team around game 5 or 6, but they will be the ACC team in their sleep. So book it.
As Miss Denise says, TIGE Aura.
Yeah.
Yes, Tigers. Now, before we go into buy or sell, Coop, we never got your Final Four prediction. Who's your prediction to make the playoffs this year? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but who winds up in the top 4 slots when the season ends?
Oh, I have Bama, Ohio State, Utah, and my wild card team. It should be Notre Dame on the back end.
Okay. Well, your face, stop it. You're talking with your lips again. All right. Okay, then. We both have Utah, so that should be interesting to see. Now, there are some notable Power 5 teams that are already with a mark in the win column. Their playoff hopes are still alive. But my question to you guys are you buying or selling them? Tasha, we'll start up top with you. Tennessee came off an impressive victory over Ball State, hung almost 60 points on them. Are you buying or selling them as a conference contender, not necessarily a playoff contender, but a conference contender?
I'm selling because, again, in that SEC East, they still have to play Georgia. And remember, Florida is skating without a stick. And I mean, even though
they play Bama every year too. Yes,
but that's on the West, so that it's split. So but I don't really think UT has always been UT's Achilles heel. It's Georgia, Florida, and Alabama.
Definitely Florida and Alabama in recent years, definitely. Mike, you buying or selling the Volunteers?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell as well.
Hey, man.
I mean, I think they do upset Pitt coming up in a couple weeks or next week. But I think they got Alabama, they got Kentucky, they have Georgia, they have Florida and LSU. Like that's a hard. Like you got Florida, LSU, Bama, and then Kentucky and then Georgia. Like no, there ain't no way.
Well, that's life in the SEC. All of them have gauntlets to go through. But great point by you, Coop. You buying or selling your home state Volunteers?
I'm buying them as a contender for the SEC East. It's going to come, like I said last week, it's going to come down to who wins the Kentucky-Tennessee game, and then they'll roll in to the Georgia game with everything on the line. I see them scoring on LSU and defeating LSU, Florida. Definitely Pitt got a lot to be won right now. I was not impressed the other night.
But you said Kentucky, though. You said Kentucky was going to be more of a contender.
I'm saying, but I'm buying them as a team that's going to be a 50-50 ball game. Like, I'm not going to dismiss them off of Kentucky and only Kentucky. Like, I'm definitely knowing they're going to lose to Bama. But they can play with Kentucky and Georgia. So those are the teams in the East, because I'm not counting Florida this year. They got them. But definitely that game, Kentucky and UT will decide one of those teams will be the second team, or it maybe be the first team.
Interesting. All right, let's move along to the Big Ten. Penn State with a tough fought victory at Purdue on Thursday night. Coop, we're gonna go snake. We're gonna go snake with this. Wait a minute, what you say, Coop?
Jeff Brom needed his ass kicked.
Purdue had that game. How do you lose that game, Purdue?
Why is he throwing the ball the last two series and he's up and he's stopping the clock?
Wait a minute, Mike, Tasha,
he gave that game away.
Whoa. Before we go into that, Mike, Tasha, it sounds like Coop watched the Big Ten game.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah,
what you watching? Watch the Big Ten game.
It was
on my ears to see me.
He did not say he would not watch a Big Ten game.
Mike?
The man said he wasn't going to watch no Rutgers and Northwestern.
Okay, way to come to his defense. I just thought it sounded like he broke down the game good because that looked a lot like what I saw. But with that being said,
that's what I do. I break down games because I can't talk about something if I ain't seen. So I need to get my facts.
I do it every week, Coop.
So Penn State. So Penn State, Coop. Are you buying or selling Penn State? They're still in the national title hope.
That team right there, I'm selling them up the river. That was horrible. That Purdue vomited the game. I'm like,
they did. Purdue had them done, especially with the pick six late in the game. I thought they were done.
And Purdue is not good. They can't run the football.
They
got the little Jones guys. Yeah. I'm like, but hey, Penn State, they don't have a team this season. I'm not buying them.
Do you agree? You selling Penn State?
Yeah, I'm selling Penn State too. They looked awful. I was rooting for Purdue, and I was like, man, y'all got this. And then all of a sudden, it's just like they just fell apart. And I'm like, man,
they did. Drew Brees looked so dejected after that game. Tasha, are you buying or selling the Nittany Lions?
Where do they play? Do they play in Happy Valley or in Ann Arbor this season?
They play
Ann Arbor.
Okay, well, no, I'm selling then because they good for the upset as long as they got that white out when they.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, they have, and to her point, Michigan and Penn State have been flip flopping wins for the last 3 or 4 years. Definitely under the Harbaugh era, but we get them at home where we usually.
I still have nightmares. I still have nightmares with the whiteout when Saquon was there.
Oh, with him doing that damn stupid move after every touchdown. I think he ran back a kickoff against us too in that game. All right, next up, Pitt. And if you're a college football junkie like me, you were flipping back and forth between Purdue, Penn State, and then that Pitt West Virginia game because West Virginia had hands for Pittsburgh. West Virginia really choked that game away too. They had Pittsburgh on the ropes. Are you buying Pittsburgh at rank number 17? Went to the ACC championship last year. Are you buying or selling them? T Sizzle. We'll start with you.
I mean, the ACC overall is so weak. So I mean, you can buy them because I mean, who else is there? Clemson, and know I'd sell Clemson for a nickel can of crowd.
Hey, they're on the other side anyway. They're on the opposite side, so all it is the Hurricanes on that side. So yeah.
And nobody's buying you anymore.
That's the only ranked team that they're going to play as of right now. And that's the end of the year. But that being said, I'm still selling them. Like I still got Tennessee in the upset. So
I don't even think it is going to be an upset once Tennessee comes out ranked next week. You got to rank them boys after that performance they put up against Ball State. Now, moving on, Oregon State was a team that made it to the Big 12 championship game last year, I believe. They made it against Baylor. They had an impressive win. Are you buying or selling them, Mike? We'll start with you.
Man, all these teams I have to sell. Like I'm not impressed. Like from what I see, especially in the conferences that they're in, even with the weak conference. Like I gotta sell.
All right,
No,
cool. You buying or selling Oregon State this year?
Oregon State?
No, I'm sorry, Oklahoma State. I'm sorry. It's Oklahoma State.
No, they pissed me off. I lost a 5-team parlay Thursday night fooling with They was up 25, 30 points the whole game. And I look up and these clowns let them come within 14. They bust us. Derek Mason, I thought he was the defensive coordinator, and they gave up 40 points to Central Michigan Chippewas. How you do that? I'm selling them.
Tasha, you said hey, them parlays will make you want to slap somebody when you get down to one game. Man. Good morning, Stephanie Coulter. Tasha, are you buying or selling OK State as a contender for the Big 12 title?
As Shania Twain said, "Oh, so you're a rocket scientist? That don't impress me much."
Right.
No.
Okay, with the vibrato.
Okay, Broadway.
No.
Okay. Got your
Not at all.
boots on. Okay, sure.
Okay, so hey, ladies and gentlemen that's watching, this is a tough crowd. They are not buying any of these mid-tier teams to make them come up this year.
I'm agreeing with Mike. What are they doing to make us say, yeah?
Okay, then will this team make you say, yeah? That's your little brother.
They're going to do the same thing. They're going to win 8 or 9 games and then get to the last 2 weeks, and they're going to lose the last 2, and we're going to forget about them. So they do it every year.
To a Kansas or something like that.
They like
Wisconsin. I thought the Kansas 1-0.
Wisconsin gets to the last 3 weeks 9-1, and then you don't hear about them anymore.
But they do have jump around. At least, I guess they got jump around to hang their hat on. T Sizzle, little brother was on TV last night, looking terrible in the first quarter. But they go on to beat Western Michigan last night, number 15 ranked Michigan State Spartans. Are you buying or selling them as Big Ten title contenders?
Not as title contenders, but again, all it takes is one good game for them.
And it's usually against us.
Yes.
Okay, Mike. Now I know you. Now, can you remove your Michigan hat for a moment and objectively state whether or not Michigan State, who won 10 games last year, could be in the race for a title this year? Big Ten title.
A Big Ten title, absolutely not. To Coop's point about the best teams overall in the country, that's kind of the same way the Big Ten is. There's just usually like 2 that are by far more or better overall than any other ones. I think Michigan State is definitely mid-tier. So they'll be able to beat the Western Michigans and cover 21 points. But can they beat Ohio or Michigan? They can beat Michigan consistently, but that's more of our fault, I think. I think they lose to a Washington by surprise in a couple weeks. So I have to say no.
After what we did to Washington last year, that would be a great gift under the tree. Early Christmas present if Washington can knock off Michigan State. That would be awesome. Now, we have some breaking news that came down the Geek Wire last night that's right in our wheelhouse for what we're discussing today. And that is the College Football Playoff Committee has now agreed to a 12-team playoff format starting in 2026. And reading the article, it looks like that they're going to have negotiations next week to see if it can be pushed up to as early as 2024. Mike, you brought this to my attention yesterday. You get first dibs at your thoughts on the new format. What do you think?
Oh, I love this. This is what we as fans have been wanting is a 12-team. Okay, I'll let you go after me. Yeah. But this is what majority of the country have been wanting. And everything else in college is more of a tournament style playoff format. And so, NFL does it this way, very similar. I mean, of course, they do a little bit more teams, but I think this is great. I think this is to all those people that are like, man, these weaker conferences, they just get in because they're undefeated and they just have to play the one game against an SEC team or ACC team or whatever. Or and I think this kind of eliminates that. You can't just win one game. You have to win 2 games or whatever.
Cool.
No, this is all about money, and it's about bringing the rest of the country back to college football. Mike likes it because it's guaranteed that Michigan will finally get to play in the playoffs on a regular. Nobody wants to see.
Don't do
you
it,
see
Paul.
what happened when Cincinnati played Bama? They never was in that game. So I don't want to see Cincinnati playing playing Ohio State and losing by 65, and then you're gonna see Utah playing Bama. They're gonna lose by 65, and then Boise State is gonna play Clemson.
Why you banging on Boise?
I'm just saying, nobody wants to see that crap. But it's so much money in college football, expanding to 12. Even my Notre Dame team, we don't want to watch Notre Dame play Ole Miss because they're going to backdoor in on a 12 team. Like that ain't, to me, elite needs to stay elite. But
So you want to keep it at 4?
Yes, because they're trying to open this thing up because nobody else from past the Mississippi River watches college football after December. So, because they like, it ain't nobody but Alabama.
The SEC cockiness is just coming out of his hair, coming out of his T-shirt.
I'm not an SEC. I'm a realist. What other reason are they clamoring? We put Cincinnati in, and they couldn't score a touchdown. So what's going to happen next?
Well, damn, neither could Michigan.
But that's what I'm saying. Nobody wants. These teams aren't on the same level. That's why Mike said, yes, we're guaranteed now because we're going to be.
I wish it's guaranteed.
You know what? Don't make me do it.
Yeah,
it's just an extra game. I mean, like the end result, if you're right, then it should still stay the same. But I think it opens up the door for those teams to be more consistent. So let's say, like I smell fear that Notre Dame's going to get in there and get embarrassed. That's what I smell.
Notre Dame's getting in there now.
There were
What's the difference.
Yeah,
Notre Dame's getting in there now. Yeah.
I'm out.
You're going to be mad, Mike, when they start putting 4 SEC teams in. That's what's going to happen.
They bet not.
I'm telling you.
Cool. Your point of nobody watching football the west of the Mississippi, the final rankings of last season, Baylor, Oklahoma State, and Utah, that's only 3 teams west of the Mississippi. Everybody else is east.
That's what I'm trying to say. They're trying to bring
Tasha, nobody asked you.
But
tell them, Tasha.
No,
they're trying to bring it.
But also, it doesn't matter if the gauntlet is weighing to the east. They're going to watch. Now, I'm a proponent of expanding simply because I didn't think Cincinnati should have been in last year. I thought somebody else should have been in that spot. And I do agree with Coop. I don't want to watch. I don't give a damn if Cincinnati went 94-0. I don't want to watch Cincinnati. They should not have been in the top 4. We discussed this last season. The only good thing of this for me is them damn bowl games that start December 1st. Yeah. That will eliminate some of those bowl games because they're saying the first and second rounds will start the second and third week of December. So
you said you're not interested in the Dill Pickle Bowl?
I don't want to watch the quick bowl. I don't want to watch it at all. Yeah. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. Now, I am in favor of expanding it because I do think that you do have some teams. Let's see, Notre Dame. Had they expanded it, Notre Dame could have been in. They were 11-1 last year. The FIs, they were 10-2. This will give opportunity for maybe some 2-loss teams. 3 losses, I think you're out. But starting from the FIs on down, everybody had 2 losses except for Utah. Utah had 3 losses. But I think when you expand it, it will bring, it'll keep people like Cincinnati from even being, it's not a bother anymore because that bothered me that they were there.
Right. And they gave you every reason to feel validated by the way they played in that game. But I want to come to Mike's defense. I want to come to Mike's defense on one point here. If you expand the playoffs, then more teams on the West Coast, like an up-and-coming USC, a Utah, and Oregon, if they're in the playoff hunt, you will get more viewers west of the Mississippi. So if the goal is to have a broader viewing base, then those West Coast teams that get shut out by the SEC bias, and even to a certain extent maybe the Big Ten bias, that if you're a one-loss Oregon or a one-loss USC, you're going to be behind a two-loss Texas A&M, and that's just the way the voters vote.
But the thing
So
with
you'll get those West Coast viewers if you have some West Coast teams making the playoffs.
But when you have me being in a forever Eastern time zone, when you guys flip, I'm not going to be able to watch any team that plays on the West Coast because I'm going to bed.
Well, Oregon is coming to the East Coast today, and they're going to upset Georgia, and we're going to revisit this whole thing next week.
But let's say if you get one of these West teams that are ranked high, I'm not going to be able to watch that game. It's just simple as that because I'm going to be asleep. It's too late. I think that's another reason why a lot of people on the West Coast do not watch as much football when it comes to like East Coast and West Coast, because the games are too late for people in the East.
USC and Utah going to change that. They're going to make you believers this year. They might be two of the teams that's in there.
It may not be that it's too late. It's just not a good brand of football. It's
Stop
69 to 64. Like, no, and it's just hard to watch it's just hard to watch.
I mean, how is that different? How is that different when Notre Dame's in the playoffs or the championship games?
But the thing is with Notre Dame,
I mean, they get blown out.
But Notre Dame
and that's what I'm saying.
That you are interested in watching. Notre Dame has something that makes you want to watch it.
Yeah, watch them lose.
But that's what I'm into, that the elite teams in college football are just ahead of everyone else. So going back and letting Baylor get to the playoffs just so they can say we made it, what difference does it make? But it's so much money because they're saying they're going to go to on-site campus games. They're going to play.
I kind of get what you. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Coop. But Coop, I got to send you this. I read like what they're proposing. Most of the games are going to be neutral site games. So
neutral site or on campus. I think they said the first round was going to be on campus. Is that not true?
I was trying to read it this morning at 3:00 because I couldn't sleep.
Look, I would love to see. I'm sorry. I would love to see a Texas A&M and a Michigan, even if they're ranked 10 and 8 in the Cotton Bowl out here at the Jerry Dome. I would love to see that a matchup of that caliber, even if neither one of those are considered national title contenders. It's better than a bowl game where nothing's on the line.
You're right. You're right about that. Yeah, you're right.
I think I see where Coop is kind of going with this. If you're looking at those lesser tier teams, it is look like you're watching the quick dry cement bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, last point. So y'all are saying like no one's gonna watch because of these blowouts, but like we have the same matchups in March Madness. We have blowouts there, but people love March Madness because it means something, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there are still blowouts in the NCAA March Madness, and I think you'll get that the first couple of rounds in this matchup too. But by the end of it, by the Final Four, then that's when you start seeing some consistency and you start seeing some good matchups. And I think what it comes down to is what we've all been wanting is these different conferences facing each other when it means something. And so I think in the past, when we have these bowls that don't even matter, we're like, hey, Big Ten beat SEC. And they're that didn't really matter because our stars didn't want to play or whatever. And it's like, okay, cool. I think this will eliminate that.
Great point. And we'll leave that there that yes, at least now, if there's something to play for, if you're still in the national title hunt, your best players are still going to play, which is a great point. And that's one of the reasons why the bowl games become so unwatchable, because the best players are heading off to train for the draft. Good job by y'all. Y'all got me ready to watch some football here in about an hour. My goodness, y'all are bringing it. Now, of course, this weekend is for college, but in a few days, yes, sir, Mike. Mike, show the tattoo one more time. He ain't playing no games. He ain't playing no games with y'all today.
Tattoos.
Hey.
I can't say the last.
Put down there with his guns out like this. We ready today.
No limit. You know what came before that.
I love the adrenaline that's coming through the screen. I hope you all are enjoying that as well. This has been a fun show. Now, we do have a little bit of NFL business to get to, because there will be a game on Thursday. I call it the defending champion invitational, where the defending champ opens the season on Thursday night. And this time, the NFL got it right again. The defending champion Los Angeles Rams are hosting what many people think will be this year's Super Bowl champion, Buffalo Bills, the high-powered Bills. Tasha, we starting with you. Who you got in this Thursday night matchup, Buffalo or the Rams?
I got the Bills.
Woo! So Josh Allen is coming out the la line, putting them hands on him.
Yep.
Okay, Mike, do you agree?
Yeah, I got the Bills too. I was trying to look up the over/under on that one. Oh, it's 2.5 the Bills. So I got the Bills on that one.
Wow, so they're really giving some love to Buffalo. Like you said earlier,
that's like 5 points right there.
Points.
So that's one touchdown. Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of points in the NFL. Cool. Who you going with? The defending champs or the Buffalo Bills?
I like the Bills. Everything says go Bills, but I'm going Rams and Cooper Kupp because Josh Allen, I don't trust him on the big stage.
Dang.
But I think they're the team that's going to be there in the end. But I don't know if opening night is a good night for this guy.
Real quick, this or that, Cooper Kupp or Stephon Diggs, Coop?
Oh, Cooper Kupp.
Mike?
I'm going to go Diggs on this one.
Yeah.
I like his agility.
Diggs.
I can't wait to the NFL preview next week. Oh, my God. Make sure y'all stick around for that when the predictions get to pop in because, you know, the NFL is still my top dog. Now, speaking of top dogs, it is time for T-Sizzle's top 5. And this one has kind of an emotional touch. I can't wait to hear y'all's points on this one. Last night, we saw the end of possibly one of the greatest eras in all of sports. Serena Williams' bid for a 24th major fell short. She ran out of gas. Her and her sister were in the doubles at the U.S. Open on Wednesday. They looked flat, although, let me say for the record, Serena, that was karma for how low energy you had when you was playing with your sister, and she looked like she was ready to hit you with that damn racket.
Yeah.
Y'all saw how she played with her sister?
Yeah.
There wasn't no hollering, no,
She had to serve that energy.
it wasn't none of that.
Rena is a 40 up. She had to serve that energy, baby.
You don't conserve the energy when you're playing with Venus. When Venus puts you on, you give your all for Venus so she can keep advancing too. You bailed on Venus and your ass lost the next game. But with all of that said,
first of all, stop. Take the needle off the record. There will be no Serena slander from any angle, any level at all.
and that's fair. And out of respect for the Williams sisters, to this week's T-Sizzle's top 5, I wanted to see where the Williams sisters rank in her top 5 sports families of all time. My apologies to Serena, but you,
Thank you.
Tasha, the floor is yours.
And I actually have them in order. You know, I just
Okay.
So of course I have the Klitschko brothers in boxing.
Nice. I knew y'all were gonna drop some that I forgot about. Okay, go ahead.
I have the Harbaugh brothers, of course.
I don't have them either. Nice.
I have the Gasol brothers.
Nice. Tasha, you're bringing it. Nice. How did I forget them? I'm sorry, Mark.
I have the Manning brothers.
Yes, of course.
And then last but not least, the Williams sisters.
Okay. All right, Mike. Who do you have on there that's not on Tasha's list?
Special
All right.
shout out to the Griffeys.
Okay, they made my list. Mike.
Honorable mention. Okay. Number 5, I have the Molina brothers in MLB. Everyone has a World Series ring, so got to give them a shout out.
Way to go,
all 3 are catchers. I got the Curry brothers. Come on now.
How did you forget the Currys?
And their dad. I mean, come on. I do have the Griffeys on there at number 3. I have the Mannings at 2, and then I have the Williams sisters at number 1. They just dominated the game. They changed the whole game. Like I get it, give them number 1.
They did. They sure did. Cool. Who do you have on your list?
Man, they pretty much named the ones I have, but I definitely was like Manning, Gronk's,
the
Ken
Gronks.
Griffey and his father.
That's on there on my list.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Those were my main ones.
I'm gonna throw in a couple. I'm gonna go with the father-son tandem of the Bonds, daddy and son, Barry and his daddy. Now I'm gonna show some love to the Alis, Muhammad and Layla. They did their thing. I'm gonna give some love to the Millers, Cheryl and Reggie. They did their thing, and I'm not gonna let y'all slide without putting the James gang in there. LeBron, Bronny, and Bryce. Yes, LeBron, Bronny, and Bryce. They make the damn
real.
list.
Well, in that case, put the Hossos on there because back in high school, you know, I did.
Right.
Hey, look, shouts out to Papa Hasso. I ain't got no problem with that, but I'm just saying the James gang will be on your forever list, Tasha, in about 10 years. They're gonna be on.
Well, then put the Ball brothers on there. Then
the Ball brothers are on my list.
Yeah. What about the Matthews, Clay and Bruce Matthews?
Yeah.
Right now, see somebody, the Matthews brothers, definitely.
Yeah,
Clay
about
and
10 of them.
yeah, they the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
So Denise agrees with me, and that's how we're gonna close this show.
Yeah.
Tasha, who you shouting out this week?
I have a shout out to a new Go Blue member. I think I've shouted him out before. His name is Mr. Miles Pollard. He is a freshman. He is a cornerback at the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
His mother put her lovely maize and blue nails and toes on her videos yesterday. Yeah. So shouts out to one Mr. Miles Pollard. Not sure. I know he's third on the depth chart, but not sure if he's going to get in today. But shouts out to Miles.
Shouts out. Cool. Who you shouting out today?
Shouts out. Shouts out to them Fighting Irish, baby. We going in tonight, baby. We ready.
right, Tasha, right. How you go? How you does?
All right.
Mike, who you shouting out today?
Shout out to my lovely wife. Her birthday was 2 days ago. So she'll be 25, you know. So
she old enough to drink yet, Mike?
Yeah, she's old enough to drink now.
Nice. And sticking with the birthday theme, tomorrow is my baby sister's birthday, Stephanie Coulter. So wishing you a early happy birthday. She's definitely a friend
happy birthday.
of the show. And hey, I want to send a shout out to the Fighting Irish and those Wolverines, baby. Let's get to 1-0. And if both of those teams win, then all four of us are going to have a great weekend. You best believe that. Y'all, football is underway. They got the hairs up on my arm. I'm ready to make some quick breakfast and get ready for this 11 o'clock kickoff. So on behalf of the illustrious crew before you, we will see y'all in about 6 days and 23 hours. Until then, go blue.
Go blue.